Of course, as the ongoing situation in Ukraine continues, transit has been something that many people have relied on. And joining me now to discuss that and more is Alexander Kamyshin. He is the head of the Ukrainian Railway. Thank you so much for making the time. Perhaps we can just start out with kind of that piece that I mentioned in the introduction. To what extent has transit been, something that's been very reliable and that people have relied on throughout the crisis in Ukraine?
Hi, right. Indeed, railways became the lifeline for Ukrainians. First of all, that's evacuation program will help people from east of Ukraine get to the west, where it's relatively safe. Second point is the humanitarian aid. We bring food, medicals, and all the rest from west to east to help people survive in the east. So finally, again, that's the lifeline of the country.
And I mean, to what extent has it helped specifically, I guess, with, refugees, and how have refugees who are fleeing Ukraine left Ukraine? Are they, mainly walking, or are they taking things like trains?
Definitely trains, because Ukraine is a big country and it takes some time to get from east to west.
So then I guess speaking a little bit about, what the impact of this, crisis would be like if people weren't able to rely as heavily as they are on things like the Ukrainian railway.
Well, reliability and sustainability and safety are our key values these days. And, people got to know that once they get to the station, they will be surely getting free tea, food, and safety, and a train to west. So finally, safety and reliability, that's one of really important things here. And they can find them in the railways.
And I mean, how many people can the Ukrainian railway, take at one time? I mean, because obviously there's lots of people in Ukraine. Some people have decided to stay just by, personal choice. They've decided to stay. But how many people, let's say, want to leave but can't because the Ukrainian railway isn't able to take them? Or can the Ukrainian railway take as many people as it needs to?
I tell you the figure. 4 million people were sent from east, center, and south of Ukraine to west. And 500,000 people were sent from west of Ukraine to neighbor countries like Poland, Romania, Hungary, and Slovakia.
Okay, that is Alexander Kamyshin, head of the Ukrainian Railway. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes out of your day today to speak with me and to provide a bit of an update on the efforts of the Ukrainian Railway to take Ukrainians out of the country. Thanks so much again for your time.
Right, it was a pleasure for me, because I've got two boys. One of them is your age. His name is Andrew, and second is slightly younger. His name is Arkady, and both of them also try to find out what's happening in Ukraine and how the railways help Ukrainians. So that's important for kids as well.